Hello YouTube fam, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Tina and I make videos on lifestyle, home, and DIY projects every single week. Today I'm making some DIY decor for the office space. Currently, Brian and I are actually planning the office space right now, but we don't have a set plan of what we want to do yet, so I will ask you guys for some of your opinions throughout this video. So in the meantime, I wanted to DIY some new decor items for him. A lot of you have asked for more Cricut project ideas, so for today's video, all the projects are going to be made with my Cricut Explorer 3, and this video is so kindly sponsored by Cricut, who you guys know I am a huge fan of. I've been a Cricut user for I think 3 years now, so it's really amazing that I get to partner up with them. And if you're a big crafter like I am, you definitely need one in your life. If you're not already familiar with Cricut, it is a smart cutting machine that allows you to personalize projects with hundreds of materials. You can cut things from paper to vinyl to even leather. It works with a software called Design Space, which comes free with your Cricut. This is where you can create your project and browse from hundreds of images, fonts, and project templates. And once you've created your design, Design Space will send it to your machine to be cut. This first project that I'm going to show you is something that I've actually been wanting to do for a while. And before we get into that project, don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and let's go ahead and get started. For this first project, I wanted to create a pennant flag, and if you guys are not familiar, this is what one looks like. I've been wanting to decorate with one for so many years, and I think it would look perfect in a gallery wall, which is what I'm planning to do in the office. Most of these are made with felt, so I grabbed some felt from Cricut, and this is perfect because it's actually a pretty stiff felt. So it's not super soft and flimsy like felt that you're maybe used to, so this is gonna be a lot easier to work with. I'm still trying to figure out what color I wanna do, but I do know that I want it to say Los Angeles, so I'm gonna start on my design and go from there. So I started with a basic triangle shape on Cricut, which was available in the image library, and then I played around with different fonts and the placement of the text to get the exact look that I wanted. I was going for a vintage vibe and wanted to pair it with fonts that were bold and graphic. There are a lot that you can choose from that will work with this, and I will list the fonts that I use below if you guys want to use them as well. Okay, so here's the design that I came up with. I'm really happy with it. It was inspired by this pennant that I will share on the screen right now. I really love these two fonts together, so I'll also link that down below. Right now I'm going to send it over to my Cricut, and I'm actually going to use some test felt just to make sure that it is perfect, and that way we don't waste any material of the actual colors that I want to use. I placed the felt onto the mat, and I made sure to set my Cricut to the felt cutting setting, and then I just popped it in and it did its magic. This was my first time working with felt on Cricut, and it cut right through the material without any issues. I think one of my biggest tips here is to make sure that you're not cutting shapes that are too thin, otherwise you could run into some problems. Wow. I used a cream colored felt for the pennant shape, which I think gives it more of a vintage feel rather than using a stark white, and this paired with the red color just really brings it to life. The last finishing bits were to cut these skinny rectangles, so I cut one that was about the same height as the pennant to add as a border. Then I cut two skinnier rectangles, and we're going to use this as little ties on the end. Before we did anything else, I just laid the cut pieces onto the triangle shape to get a good sense of the layout, and if you need to adjust anything, now is the time to do that. Alright, so it's time to put it all together, so I'm using fabric fusion glue for this, but you could also use tacky glue or any other type of fabric glue for this part. I also found that using tweezers really helped me place things exactly where I wanted them to go, so all you have to do is just to lightly press it on and it will stay perfectly fine. For the little tie pieces, I just folded them in half with a slight diagonal, and then I glued it together and taped it to make sure that it would stay in place before I glued it onto the actual pennant. After everything is dry, I'm just flipping it over and we're going to add command strips to the back, and now it's ready for display. To say that I'm obsessed with this little vintage inspired pennant is an understatement. This is just gonna add so much interest to a gallery wall, and I love how much the red color just pops out. You can customize this project so many ways, and I might just make a Chicago version for somewhere else in the house because I seriously cannot get enough of these. Okay babe, I'm gonna let you choose a color. So whatever color you wanna do, I'm gonna use it for the DIY.
Too much pressure.
Not white though.
I like this one.
Ooh, okay. What color? Ah, very navy. Okay, this actually is gonna be perfect. Good job. Next up, we are going to customize this IKEA drawer. This is a really simple piece that you can leave as is, or you can customize it like we are today. There's so much storage in this little unit, so I'm excited to put it into the office. And I am just gonna open it really quickly. Here she is. There are these cute little drawers. There are 6 in total. I love that there are these little cutouts so that you can just open and close it really easily. But if you wanted to add your own knobs, what you could do is actually just flip it over and then put it in this way. And then add your own knob to the center here, and that way you can pull it in and out really easily. But I'm going to leave it like this just because I want to do something else with the front over here. First thing I'm going to do actually is to sand it down because I do notice a bunch of little splinters here and there. So we're going to clean that up and get it ready to DIY. Even if you don't plan on DIYing this, I would highly recommend that you sand it because it is very splintery. I already sanded it and I still feel like it's not good enough, but you know what? Once we paint it, it should be good to go. So here is the paint that Brian picked. It is a very navy, well actually it's called very navy, but it is a nice dark blue color. I'll open this and I'll show you guys. On camera, this looks really blue, but it is gonna dry a little bit darker, and I'm actually very happy that Brian picked this color. It's gonna look beautiful on this, and my plan is just to paint the body blue, and then for the inside, we'll actually stain that. I think that's gonna look perfect with the blue. But first, I'm gonna go ahead and prime the whole thing. For the primer, I'm using a foam roller to get an even coat on there, and this one dries to the touch in 30 minutes and can be painted after 1 hour. This navy blue color is looking gorgeous, and based on this color that Brian picked, I do plan to stain the drawers to add some contrast. Even after being together for over 12 years now, I still feel like I don't know what Brian's style is, and to be honest, he really doesn't know what his style is either. So it's going to be an interesting process to create a beautiful and functional space for him. And one thing that we did talk about was doing a fun feature wall. So we're thinking about doing something like wallpaper or lime wash paint. So let me know in the comments which one you guys think that we should go with, and if you have any other fun ideas, I would love to hear that as well. Also, if you're wondering why I brushed on the paint first, I just ran out of roller trays, so I was trying to apply it with the brush first and then roll it out. It definitely was not the best technique, so by the time that I got to the second coat, I just used a paper plate to roll the paint on. A richer paint color is going to pair beautifully with that navy blue, so I'm going with Special Walnut, and we just need to get a nice even layer of stain on there, so I'm applying it with a paper towel and then wiping off the excess. To seal everything in, I'm using a matte polyurethane on both the drawers as well as the body of the organizer to protect the paint. While everything's drying, I went ahead and made these little label plates. This was super simple. All I did was take a rectangle and then layer one of these other shapes on top. I'm trying to figure out which one's going to work out best. And to make them, I thought it'd be fun to try out a leather. I actually have not used leather on my Cricut before, so I think this is going to turn out really great. I'm going to cut out all 3 of these and then see which one I like best. Alright, so between these 3, I think this one is the winner. I just love how simple this is compared to these 2, and I'm just gonna go ahead and cut out 5 more of these. I love popping things out when it comes to any Cricut project, so this part was extra satisfying for me. You might notice some of those little fibers sticking out, so I'm using a pair of scissors just to cut along the edge, and that should clean it up nicely. To adhere this to the drawer, I'm using super glue, but you can use any type of strong adhesive that you have at home. The super glue is a little bit tricky here since it does get soaked up into the material, but I really like that it had a small tip so that way I could easily go around the outside 3 edges. So it ended up just working fine, and I'm going to apply that to the center of the drawer front, and all you have to do is just to hold it down for a couple of seconds to ensure that it stays in place. Our label plate is ready to go, and you could just cut out some small pieces of paper to label each one. This piece is perfect for DIYing and is endlessly customizable. And once we put everything together, we get a really stylish little drawer unit. I really love the mix of the navy blue with the walnut wood tones. I think it makes the perfect pair, and with our new leather plates, it just works out so well together. Okay, so this project is pretty simple. I wanted to create some coasters for Brian. He has had this same coaster for so many years. We actually got it at his cousin's wedding as a party favor, and we just recently got rid of it because it wasn't holding up anymore. So today I thought that I would make him some personalized ones. So I have this set of 4 right here, and these kind of have a blue tone veining on them, which I think is perfect. And then I also have some marble contact paper and then gold vinyl. This project is actually inspired by an anthropology piece. I love the combination of patterns and colors, so that is what we're going to do today. And to get started, I'm going to put this contact paper on top of the coaster. So let me open this and show you guys how it's done. This randomly has like a unicorn sticker in here. So cute. I love the deep blue color, and it pairs so nicely with this golden brownish veining. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm going to cut the contact paper into smaller sections with my paper cutter, and this is going to help make sure that I have a straight edge. I'm cutting it just enough to cover one of the coasters, and then I'm basically just going to play around with the placement of the pattern. Using the original inspo as my guide, I'm covering just under half of the coaster, and once I had a good idea of where I wanted it, I'm going to remove the paper backing, and we're just going to smooth the contact paper right onto the coaster. To remove the excess, I'm flipping the coaster over, and I'm going to score along the edge super slowly. I'm using a precision knife to get the job done, and once you flip it over, you're going to see that the marble is going to be the exact same shape of the hexagon, and it just looks so clean. I'm repeating this process with the rest of the coasters in this set, and if you wanted to get really fancy, you could also do different colors of the marble for each one of these to give it a super colorful look. Alright, so now it's time to personalize them, so I'm using my Cricut to cut out the initials. I went with a beautiful serif font, and I basically sized these to about 2 inches wide each. I decided to go with a bronze matte foil vinyl, and I think it looks so classic and formal with this font and fits so well within an office space. You can go ahead and adhere it to the coaster with just some transfer tape, and once that's on there, your new coaster is done. The bronze foil paired with that deep blue marble pattern is just so gorgeous. I think Brian is going to love them as much as I do. They are so stylish and would honestly work well in any room in the home. And if you pair these with a mug, I think this coaster set would make such a great personalized gift for someone as well. I wanted to get Brian's reaction to the DIYs on camera, so I'm gonna grab him and then put him in the craft room.
I already feel so much more creative.
I'm just gonna put them all in front of you. Oh, you already opened! Okay.
Oh my god.
Do you like?
Yeah.
You picked a good color.
Oh, this came out so well, babe.
And then you could put probably SD cards and like whatever in there.
I
He
like it.
likes it!
I like it a lot. This came out really nice, babe.
Thanks.
Good job.
And then this is reminiscent of our LA days.
You gotta rep, always gotta rep LA. Ooh!
You know
This came out so good, babe.
You know the coaster that you kept using?
Yeah.
I wanted to make you some fancy ones.
It looks good.
Yay, he likes it, guys!
I told you, you're always the most creative person. Thank you, honey.
Oh, of course. So those are all the projects for today's video. I'm so glad that Brian liked them. It makes me so excited to get started on the office, which I still need to order furniture for. But this was a great start, and now I have a better understanding of what he actually wants in the office. I really love how they all came out, but I think the pennant might be my favorite just because of how well that turned out. And again, a big thank you to Cricut for sponsoring today's video. If you're interested in checking them out, I'll have all the info down below, as well as my project files so you guys can recreate these at home. And if you do recreate any of the projects from any of my videos, please share them with me over on Instagram. I love seeing them. I'll share some of your projects on the screen here. Thank you so much for watching. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!